Good morning. These are Day Texts with Greg Stafford. We meet every weekday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to consider a portion of the biblical record or related texts and history. We're working our way through the New Testament. We started these Day Text videos in the book of Philippians, then we worked our way through Colossians, and now we're going to begin with 1 Thessalonians. I'm not going to read the first chapter of 1 Thessalonians, because even though I've translated part of it, it contains primarily introductory greetings and expressions of thanks and praise, which, while they're very important for us, and I highly recommend you consider them on your own, I want to try to use the day text videos to present something a little bit more than, expressions of thanks and praise, unless it ties in with something that we can use, some kind of wisdom or information, knowledge that would tie in with the praise that they're giving. So not just repeated remarks that they already believe, like, God our Father. They'll repeat often at the beginning of these letters expressions of thanks and praise that don't really provide anything new in terms of information. Let me go ahead then and read today's text. 1 Thessalonians 2, 1 through 4. Thessalonica is an ancient city in Macedon, northern Greece. It's today known as Thessaloniki. It was founded in 316 BCE and named after Philip II's daughter. It's also included among some of the early papyri, like P46, part of the Chester Beatty papyri collection, and dated to around 150 CE. So since the letter to the Thessalonians was written around 50 CE, we have information, we have texts that reflect this letter within 100 years of its composition. So that is very good manuscript transmission, and helps support the credibility of the documents like 1 Thessalonians that are in the biblical record. All right, 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. I'll read the text, and then we'll make a brief application, and we'll be on our way. Starting in verse 1, chapter 2. Indeed, brothers, you have learned about these things, about our visit with you, that it was not a waste of time. On the contrary, we suffered previously, and we were treated with disrespect in Philippi, just as you learned, as we spoke confidently in the presence of our God, to tell you God's great message amidst much opposition. For our position is not due to a lie, nor due to immorality, nor because of betrayal. On the contrary, just as we have been tested by God to be trusted with the great message, in the same way we are speaking not as if we want to please humans. Rather, we are trying to please God, the one testing our hearts. That last part, it seems so reasonable, and I think most of us would say exactly. That's what I want to do. I'm tired of trying to please humans in the sense that I appease them. We try to please other humans, I think, because we want people to accept us, and we want to get along most of the time. It's better than not. So, it's a challenge then when we have a situation where we have information that we have tested that's not based on a lie, just like I've been presenting these videos and showing information to support the biblical record of Genesis and to show that Jesus is a real historical person, that things written about him before he was even born tell us about the things that he taught and said would be fulfilled during his life and after his death. So there is a lot of evidence that we point to all the way from the Garden of Eden to Jesus to support our beliefs and to validate the great message that Jah created humans long ago in the Garden of Eden. Through our rebellion and choices, we decided we didn't want to listen to Jah, but to choose for ourselves what to do. And the consequence has been problems and death ever since. That doesn't mean there's never been anything that's good that humans have done. But for the most part, we're disabled by sin, and we're disabled by the world around us that does not cultivate an open love for Jah. And so we deal with persecution, opposition. And that's the bulk of what Paul's talking about here in these verses, is how they suffered, were treated with disrespect. I'm looking at verse 2. And yet they still spoke confidently amidst much opposition, because they know they're not doing these things and risking their life and safety for a lie, for something that they just sort of made up or hope is true. Most of these people experienced, the Christians in the first century, experienced, if not Jesus, then those who followed him, and the effects of the power that they manifested and displayed, and that changed the entire world forever. So it's important for us to keep these things in mind, because writings like this give us a glimpse into the activities of the early Christians, and they tell us about how we can handle things similarly today. The context is different, the time is different, the culture is different, but the message is the same. The great message is the same, and the opposition is going to be the same too. So be wise as serpents, innocent as doves, and watch out for those around you, but speak confidently either way. Trust in Jah and in Jesus. They will help you. And all of us have to make a stand at some point for the truth. Each of us must decide when that time comes. But when it comes, be confident. Stand up and proclaim the great message. Jah, Jesus, and how we should treat others the way we want to be treated. Thank you all for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and post this to my Twitter feed and Facebook account, so that if you want to refer to them during the day, you can. I'll also post the video section of the text that we considered. And I look forward to joining you all tomorrow again, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll keep working our way through 1 Thessalonians and the rest of the New Testament, and continue to build ourselves up in our knowledge and understanding of these records and history. So thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and may Jah bless you. Thank you.